autonomy is going to happen. We are going to see a future where mobility is autonomous. That we're going to have level 4, level 5 automated mobility in the future. So how do we prepare for that? First, we have to understand the strategy, the environment, what the goals are of the city, and what they currently have for their current infrastructure and their current mobility systems. And each strategy is going to be different for each city, and that's okay. But the process for planning, both strategic planning and tactical planning, is pretty similar. And it's actually pretty similar whether we're moving people or we're moving goods. Generation AV is Stantec's new autonomous mobility team. Stantec has invested in this team to help us build the tools that enable the deployment of autonomous vehicles. That'll help a city through all of this, from vision to planning to their concept of operations to their risk assessments, route assessments, and safety verification. All of those enabling tools that are kind of behind the scenes, but they're also really necessary for an effective and safe deployment. So we have to have a proper plan. We have to have our concept of operations. We have to have multiple risk assessments for the route, the vehicle on the route. We have to make sure that we're aligned with policy, that we have stakeholder engagement. We are working with local law enforcement and EMS, and the list goes on. So that's an area where there's not a lot of experience yet globally, and that's something that we're really proud to have developed all of this experience, and then the associated product offerings that really help us move autonomous vehicles forward and hopefully accelerate the entire global marketplace. There's a lot of activity right now in long haul trucking. So, big trucks operating on the highway, could be hundreds of miles. We can see applications in first and last mile that are really necessary, and they're starting to emerge now. But then we can also look at campuses. Think of an airport and all of the cargo and luggage that's moved every day at an airport. These are really great opportunities and great applications for autonomy. But once we start, we look at a progressive approach and a roadmap to autonomy, and some great ways to do that are through pilot programs. So a pilot is one of the best ways we can learn. We put wheels on the street and we actually collect data, both the technology data and rider data, and we're able to shape and mold the program over time. We will see autonomous vehicles and autonomous mobility throughout our lives in just about every aspect of mobility, but there has to be an incremental approach. I'm a big believer in being able to start simple and learn from a simple deployment with constraints, and then add complexity, add speed, add kind of diversity in the traffic as we learn and as we grow. Driving is one of the most dangerous activities that we ever participate in, and knowing that autonomy can reduce, if not eliminate, traffic accidents, it's an absolute passion for many of us. This is what drives me.